Hello again, Movie Club. It is my review for the movie Apollo 13. And let me just get right to it. This is a great movie. It's really good in all of its aspects. And what I mean is, the main three things that I was looking for in this film was a good story, good acting, and good effects. Because I've heard a lot of great things about this movie. And I was not let down. First off, let's just get to the acting. You have a ton of big name actors in this movie. You have Tom Hanks, Bill Pullman, Kevin Bacon, Gary Sinise, uh, Ed Harris, who was nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Don't exactly get why, but whatever. But I would say, and they all did like a really good job. And I think part of the reason that is, and part of the reason this movie works so well, is because there isn't really a villain in this movie. Like the only people that are portrayed as bad in this movie are the media for not showing the shuttle launching, and then all of a sudden, oh, they want to camp out in Tom Hanks's wife's backyard. It's like, yeah, what did you think? She would say yes. It's like, and plus, not only that, you like sympathize with a lot of these characters, and I think the two in particular I sympathize with in this movie were Tom Hanks and Gary Sinise. Because the Tom Hanks, he was in space longer than anyone else, but he never got to go to the moon. He was so close and yet so far, where it's like, he could almost like stick his hand out and he could have touched the moon, but he couldn't. And then Gary Sinise, he works all this time to, try and get into outer space, trying to get to the moon. And then they say, oh no, you could get sick, so we're not going to do it. And then it turns out he was just fine. It's like, wow. And, you just feel bad because they pretty much fucked him over. I'll say, so yeah, for the story, definitely, because there's no villain, it's pretty much just building tension, building this atmosphere of these three guys that are stuck in there. Just, they don't know if they're going to live or if they're going to die. And it's just so suspenseful watching it the entire time. And then one thing that really did impress me were actually the effects in this movie. This movie came out in 1995, and yeah, there were some effects where when I watch them, like, that's kind of computer generated. But for the most part, they're actually still really good to this day, which is the thing. It's like, there are movies that can come out like now that have horrible CGI effects, and yet some of the best movies with CGI effects are ones that came out like 20 years ago, like Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, Apollo 13. And, it doesn't matter if you have CG effects, as long as you use them well, that's what's important. Uh, I guess if you want to throw in a complaint for this movie, it is, this movie is long. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. But to be honest, I didn't really feel like it was that long of a movie. Still being honest, there was like a 5 to 10 minute gap in that movie where I just completely spaced out. And when I, came back to, I felt like I didn't miss anything. But aside from that, this movie does keep you interested. You want to know what's going to happen to these guys. And, all in all, it is a good movie. It is a little long, but if you have the time, definitely go and check it out.